Hey y'all, so I'm back again with another recap of Love After Lockup. We are in episode 4, y'all, and it only keeps getting better. So I'm not even going to go into the whole introduction and all that. We're going to get right into it because we don't have time for all that chit chat. Okay, so I'm just going to start where the episode kind of started. Well, it did start with James and Alla, but we got to meet a new couple tonight. So we have met all 6 couples now. We are invested. You know, we know everybody's story, and now we can move on with the season. So we got to meet Angela and Tony, and I know I was not the only one whose brain immediately went to who's the boss. When I heard Angela and Tony, I about spit my wine out, first of all, because I was just cracking up that what are the odds that these people's names are Angela and Tony. So from then on, because we never got to meet Tony, in my brain, Tony was just Tony Danza from Who's the Boss, and he's probably on the phone like, Angela. Like, that's where my brain went. Sorry, I'm goofy like that. But Tony and Angela, so they are our May-December romance. Angela is 45. She's from Mississippi. She my next door neighbor. What's up, girl? Hey, girl next door. And Tony, oh, I can't remember how old Tony was. I might need to double check that, y'all, here. Tony is, I think, in either his late 20s, early 30s. So there's over a 10-year age gap here between Angela and Tony. My first impressions of Angela, because we didn't get to meet Tony, y'all, they're finding these inmates that are in these real prisons now where they don't play around and let cameras in and give them full interviews in their cell like they did with Lizzie. These people are in real jail, and we don't get to see them until they get out. But luckily, Tony is getting released during this episode. So when I first saw Angela, oh gosh, my immediate thought was she's 45. That was like my first thought. Oh my, no, how is she 45? She's about 45 going on 65. She looks like she has had a rough 45 years. Like, she has put that body and that face through a lot in a short amount of time. She looks like she's been ridden hard and put away wet. I'm pretty sure that she has herself at some point been in prison, which is probably why she's doing the whole prison love letter thing. She probably knew what it was like to be in prison and lonely, and so she probably reached out to people in prison because she herself is an ex-con. They didn't say that, but I just feel in my soul that Angela is an ex-con. She just looks like, you know, she has done some type of hard drug, either meth or crack. I really haven't decided yet. I'm leaning more towards meth. Her skin was just brutal. She had that meth addict skin, y'all. I mean, her teeth were there. They were still there, all of them. So I'm thinking maybe not crack, but, you know, meth mouth too. So I don't know what drugs she's done, but I'm 99% sure Angela has been to prison before at some point in her life. She looks like she has just been through it. So, you know, so her friends are worried about her, you know, basically getting tricked. She's the female Scott, okay? She is the female version of Scott. She is dating a much younger person who is in jail. And I've said this about Scott. Y'all older people need to leave these real young folks alone, especially these young folks in prison. They are tricking and conning these old folks out of all their little retirement money. These young folks got all kind of tricks and cons y'all older generation ain't used to. Y'all think that it's a see what you get. That's how y'all's generation was. These young folks swindling these folks. They got all kind of tapes and recordings and pictures and all kind of stuff. Y'all leave these young folks alone. Stay in your lane, Angela. So Angela goes to pick up Tony at the bus station. I don't know, because everybody else is going to the prison to pick up their lover. You know, they've either, you know, been to the jail or like Andrea waited outside, you know, to get him. But I guess he rode the bus to Mississippi. I don't know where Tony was coming from, but for some reason she was at the bus station. It looked like the Greyhound bus station, waiting to pick up Tony. And she's waiting and she's talking to the producer and she's waiting, and I think he was supposed to have come already. He's not there. She doesn't know what's happening. She gets Scotted. I mean, she got Lizzie, you know. Tony never shows. So, you know, the producer basically just straight up asks her, do you think he's lying to you? And she's like, oh, I don't know what to think. Like, girl, you do know what to think. You know this something. If you're supposed to pick up somebody at a certain time and they don't come, what you think that mean? Angela. So she walks off from the producer because she just can't take it no more. She is hurt, honey, distraught, and she walks off in tears, and it's just hurt that Tony didn't show. I think Tony is scamming her just like Lizzie did. I think he's tricking her. I think that he probably has many older, lonely women on the hook and is probably done this more than once. He probably is still in jail or has already gotten out and is gone. I don't know if we'll ever get to meet Tony, just like I don't know if we'll ever get to meet Lizzie. So, yeah, that's what I think about that. I don't know. First impressions of Angela, I just feel like she had a rough life. I feel like she's probably been to jail herself, and that's why she's doing the whole prison love thing, because she, you know, knows that life. So it's not something foreign to her. But, you know, we'll have to keep watching because we didn't really see a lot. All I saw is she's getting scammed. So I pretty much think that she's a female Scott at this point. I don't know what else is going to happen. But, you know, we'll see. Let's move on to the next couple. All right, so let's move on to Alla and James. So we opened up the episode tonight with James and Alla, and I think James is starting to get a little frustrated that Alla has not found a job yet, which, you know, I can kind of see his frustration, but at the same time, it's like, you're with the next con, so they're not going to find a job, like, overnight. It's hard. Everybody knows it's hard for convicts to find jobs. There are programs that help convicts get jobs because nobody wants to hire them. So I don't understand why he's so frustrated that Alla has not found a job. Maybe he's frustrated at the effort she's putting in. I don't think Alla wants to work. I think she wants to be a kept woman. I think she wants to be pretty and prissy and get her hair done, get her nails done, and live under James's roof and let him fund, you know, all her activities. I don't think she wants to work. So James is screaming at Alla. Alla's in the shower, first of all, and James is screaming at her about some modeling or something, and I'm like, can I put some clothes on first before you come at me? Like, who argues with somebody while they're in the shower? Like, do I have to be naked for this argument? Can I get dressed before you turn up on me? My goodness, give me 5 minutes to put something on. Like, I can't argue with nobody when they dripping wet and naked. Like, that don't even make sense. Like, let the girl put a towel around her or something. So he's screaming at her in the shower about, you know, I don't know what. He's just going crazy. His crazy eyes are flashing and he's screaming, and she's trying to get out the shower and not slip and fall and argue back with him. So James basically wants Alla to keep pursuing her modeling career, which, you know, that's fine. I mean, I guess that's what she used to do. But I don't think that Alla has the fervor that she had when she first came into the modeling industry. I think Alla is more concerned about getting her next fix than she is about getting her picture taken. So James sets up a, you know, modeling appointment with her for an interview with some agency, some no-name agency out wherever they live, in Chicago, I think. And Alla doesn't show. So James goes, which was weird to me. It's not your interview. Why are you there? But James goes and asks if she is there or if she came. And so they're like, no, we never saw her. She never came. So the lady just calls him in and is like, well, I'll just talk to you. I'll talk to somebody. It don't matter. It's a fake agency anyway. We ain't real. Come on, I'll talk to you. It don't matter. So she sits down and basically tells the lady, you know, it's not looking too good for the home team right now because the girl didn't even show up to her appointment. And, you know, James is real concerned because he really wants his girl to be a model. He's almost doing like the Yuck Mouth Ika thing. You know how bad Yuck Mouth wanted Ika to be a model, and Ika really wasn't feeling that she wanted a family, but he really wanted her to do it. That's how James is kind of being right now. I feel like he's kind of pushing her and putting pressure on her to do something that she really doesn't want to do anymore. I don't think Alla wants to be a model. I think she wants to be a model in her own head. Like, I think she wants to, like, go shopping, wear cute clothes, do makeup at home. Like, she want to probably do, like, put pictures on Instagram or something. She does not want to be, like, hitting the pavement, like, to try to get booked for gigs. Because when you break out into the modeling world, she knows, she did it for a little while. It's tough to get started. Those first few years, I mean, you really got to pay your dues. And I don't think Alla wants to go through all that. I think Alla's trying to find her heroin dealer. So Alla doesn't show. He calls her on the phone. She says she's on the side of the road throwing up. She's sick. She somehow just got sick all of a sudden. I don't know. The flu is going around. So I don't know if Alla had the flu or what. But let me just say this, because I feel like I have not addressed this at all in these recaps that I've done so far. And part of it is because I didn't really notice it until like here later. But, and a lot of people were saying this, Alla does look high in her interviews. I really wasn't so much paying attention to it because I thought she was just kind of ditzy at first. I was like, oh, she's just a little, you know, I thought that was just how she was. But now I see it. The girl's eyes are half open. She's kind of like dragging her words. She's blinking in slow motion. And I have watched enough episodes of Intervention to know when someone is on heroin. Heroin is a downer. Heroin makes you slow down. I've literally watched people shoot up heroin and then fall over asleep. So, and I know heroin is her drug of choice. So that leads me to believe that Alla is still getting high. The further evidence was in this episode when she is missing interviews without calling and canceling. So if she didn't want to do it, she could have easily called the agency and said, I'm not coming, y'all. I don't really want to do this. Just cancel my appointment. But no, she just didn't show, which is sketchy drug addict behavior. Second, when he calls her, she's throwing up on the side of the road sick, probably from an overdose or from withdrawals, one or the other. And she looks, oh, not right. Even when she was at that dinner with his friend Chris at his house, she was a little something. I don't know, but something's not right with Alla, and we need to be concerned. So I said that in the first episode that I didn't have high hopes for her sobriety, and I really didn't want to speak ill of her sobriety, but I just didn't see it happening, and it looks like it's all playing out. Like, she's not sober. James is not sober. I don't know what he's on. I don't know if he's on prescribed medication or if he's just nuts. I haven't decided yet, y'all. I told you there's something wrong with him as well. Your eyes do not do that if you're normal. Nobody normal's eyes look like that. Something is wrong with James too. So James might be a cokehead because he seems a little more wired, and Alla is sleepy all the time. So she's definitely still shooting up heroin, I think, sneaking it. And James is probably going to find out about it, or his cop family is going to investigate and they're going to find out about it, one or the other. But Alla does not want to be a model. That's dead. James needs to let that go. She wants to be a kept woman. She wants to live in his house and be prissy and pretty. And she might be an Instagram model, but she don't want to hit that pavement and really go to try to get booked for stuff. She's not trying to do that. She says she paid her dues. She tired. She done been in jail. She ready to sit down. So, you know, that's it for them. I really wish her the best. I hope that somehow through this show maybe she can get help, because she has a problem. That girl is high. She is high. Pretty much all there was for them in this episode. So let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so next is Jonna and Garrett. So in this episode, Garrett is waking up in his car. He went out partying with his friends, got drunk, stayed out all night, and now he's gonna try to tiptoe in the house and face the wrath of Johnna. God help him. So Jonna's mad. Of course, she's been mad since the first episode. Johnna has been pissed off since after Garrett got home and they had that 2-minute shower scene. I think she's still mad about that, and she hasn't been happy since then. But Jonna's pissed off, and what really confused me when I was watching it is I thought she would be more so focusing on the fact that he was gone all night, but she wasn't really mad about him being gone all night. She was mad that he got drunk with his friends, who she considers his friends to be fake, because she was down for him when he was in jail and his friends were nowhere to be seen, and now that he's out, now his friends are coming back. Which, I will say this, she does kind of have a point. You do kind of hate to see people that you love, you feel like they're getting taken advantage of. Like, oh, your friends weren't helping you, they weren't putting money on your books, I was. You know, they weren't here for you when you were in jail, I was. And now that you're out, oh, now they want to be your friend again. She has a teeny point, but the point is so small that it's not really even worth bringing up. But she does kind of have a point with that. I see it. But she was more so mad that he got drunk with his friends, because supposedly when he was in jail, he promised her that they would get drunk together for the first time, which is a strange thing to promise somebody. Like, who's like, ooh, when I get out, you're going to be the first person I get drunk with. But she was mad. She was hurt that he ran out and got drunk with his fake friends and not with her. And I think Jonna's just mad that Garrett is free. I think she just does not like that he has freedom to choose where he wants to go. And she doesn't like that he's not choosing to be with her 24/7. That's really what it boils down to. She doesn't like that Garrett has choices now. That Garrett has a car and Garrett can go where he wants to go. And she wants Garrett to choose in his freedom now to be with her all the time. And don't nobody want to be with you all the time. And she has got to learn that this man was in jail for 6.5 years. He was 17 when he went in, so he has the brain of a 17-year-old. And what do teenagers want to do? They want to hang out with their friends. They don't want to be at home in the house, especially when they've been in jail for years. I don't understand why that's so hard for her to get. It's not a difficult concept. The man was in jail. Now he's out. He has not seen people for years. Now he wants to hang out with them. I don't get why that's such a hard concept. Like, give him a little space. She just can't wrap her brain around this. So she's mad that they went out, you know, to the clubs or to the bars, and her words, not mine, that they were looking for pussy. You know, I don't know where that necessarily came from. It was just like she was just mad because he was out all night. And just because your man is out all night doesn't necessarily mean that he is trying to have sex with another girl, or he's trying to hook up with other girls, or even trying to get other girls' numbers. There has to be an amount of trust in your relationship where you're cool with your man going out with his boys. Now, as far as the staying out all night, I do think it's bad that you stayed out till the next morning. I'm the type of person, if my man wants to go out with his boys and he's gone till 3, 4 a.m., I probably won't be so upset about that. I probably won't rock the boat on that one. Honestly, once I go to bed, I'm done. Like, I'm gonna go to bed at 12 o'clock. If you're not back, fine. You're grown. You can take care of yourself. You're not back by 12. I'm not into giving grown people curfews. That's what you do for children. Children have curfews. But when you're an adult, I don't think you need a curfew. You're grown. I'm not gonna tell you be back by X time. But I do think that you should respect the home that we have together. And maybe don't, you know, let the sun beat you home. Or, you know, I shouldn't wake up the next morning and you're still gone. Now, if I wake up the next morning and you're still not back, we got problems. Because now, not only am I thinking that something foul happened, I'm concerned about your safety as well. I should get up the next morning at 8, 9 a.m. and you're not back. That don't make no sense. So I can feel her being angry about him being gone all night. But at the same time, it's like, she wants him to come home at 10 o'clock and then watch movies with her. It's like, no, you need space apart from each other. You don't need to be together all the time. And Johnna needs to understand this. So Johnna's never going to have a man, because it ain't no man, prisoner or not, that's going to put up with that. So she really needs to chill. One thing that I will say that really got me was when they were having their argument and Garrett was like smiling and laughing and joking. And Johnna was like, I don't understand why you laughing. This is serious. You know, we were having an adult conversation. But once again, he has the mind of a teenager. So, of course, he's giggling and laughing. And Garrett was like, well, I always joke. I joke around. He was like, I joke in the courtroom. I joke during sentencing. And Johnna was like, oh, well, that's why you got 6.5 years. She didn't have to throw that shade like that. She did not have to shade that man. She threw so much shade, 6.5 years. I was like, Johnna. They were having a serious adult conversation and she needed him to not be like laughing in her face. And that is annoying. But Johnna's annoying. So, you know. Oh gosh, I still don't think these two are going to last. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. They're not going to make it. So, let's go on to the next couple. So, let's move on to Mary and Dominic. So, in this episode, Dominic got out. So, we actually got to meet him. So Kanekalon is Kanekalon Kardashian. She is leaving their little townhouse to go pick up Dominic. And she has on these like sky high heels, which, I mean, you're just going to pick him up from prison. Like, I'm not saying don't wear a cute outfit, but she looked like she was going to the club. It was literally, y'all, it was the middle of the day. It was like 12 noon. She had on her club clothes. She had on a freakum dress, 5-inch heels that she could not walk in. She looked like a baby giraffe fresh out of the womb. She was just tipping down that sidewalk, honey. Knees was buckling. Ankles was wobbly. She looked rough. Her face, you know, was greasy and shiny as usual. Her eyebrows were painted on. Her lips looked disgusting. She looked like herself. And so she's with her parents. Her parents were real cute. You know what? And I always think that, you know, normal parents always have crazy kids and crazy parents always have normal kids. It always happens. It never fails. You never see crazy kids with like these wild and crazy parents. It's always like these sweet, calm, kind people that have these banshee kids that are wild and have drugs on their jacket and snorting coke and, you know, fist fighting people in bars. So I'm sure Dominic's parents are probably sweet and nice and calm too. And then you see like the wild parents, the ones who have like, you know, ginormous breast implants or have a bunch of tattoos, and they have the most mild-mannered, well-behaved kids ever. I don't know how it works. I don't know how the universe plays this out, but I swear to you, that's how it always is. So we got to see Kanekalon Kardashian's parents this week. And they were real cute and normal looking. You know, they look like regular mom and dad. So they're all driving to go pick up Garrett. And she's in the car and she's nervous. You know, she's like, you know, oh, I can't wait to see him, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, they pull up and they pick him up and he hugs them and he hugs her parents, and her parents seem really happy to see him. So I was like, okay, that there's a good relationship there. They seem to be okay with the fact that she's dating somebody who went to jail for 6 years. You know, her dad hugged him like it was his son. So I said, okay, this might, you know, okay, whatever, you know, hey. And so, but Kanekalon was just real concerned because Dominic was being real dry. He was being real dry. They were in the car and he really wasn't. I think she wanted him to be like all over her, holding her hand, kissing her, so happy to see her, and he just wasn't. To be honest, my first impression of Dominic, he looked like he'd been through it. I don't know what prisons are like in Canada, but I do know that that brother looked like it was 6 years of rough, just hell. He looked like he had been through, I don't know if he was somebody's prison wife in there and he was a little traumatized, but the pictures that, because we've only seen pictures of him from like her Snapchat and stuff, little videos. So he looked nothing like his pictures. He looked like he had gained a little weight, but that's probably from eating ramen noodles and Doritos in the commissary. And honey buns. I think they love honey buns in there too. His face, his skin looked like it had a weird color to it. He looked depressed. Even in the interview, he was smiling. But have you ever seen somebody who's like trying to put on a smile, but really they're dead on the inside? That's what he looked like. He looked like someone who was forcing a smile who had no soul. That's just, I'm sorry, that's just what he looked like to me. He looked dead on the inside, even in his interview. I don't know if it was the lighting. He looked traumatized. I'm pretty sure he was somebody's prison wife against his will. He must have been raped many a time, or I think he got shanked too, because did y'all notice those scars on his face? He had like 2 cuts, like right here. So I'm thinking he might have gotten into some fights and maybe got shanked. Maybe he got into the crossfire of a gang battle or something. I don't know, but that boy just looked, I just wanted to give him a hug when I saw him. He looked rough. He didn't give 2 craps about Kanekalon. He was not really studying her. He was like, look, I got to get to this halfway house before they send me back in jail. And I can't go back. I can't go back. Like, that's literally how he was acting. Like, I can't go back in there. Come on. Let's get in this car and let's go. Let's go to the halfway house before they send me back. Because I can't go in there no more. I can't do it no more time. That's how he was acting. So I was like, y'all, come on. Let's get in the car. Let's go. Let's take this baby to the halfway house. He ready to go. So they're riding in the car and she's just sitting there and he's sitting there and they're not really talking. I saw them take a picture. They took a little selfie and I was cute, and you know, they hugged outside the halfway house and you know, kissed and said I love you, and he went in and she was just standing there just dumbstruck. She just couldn't believe how dry he was, and he was dry. It was like every other person, you know, when they got out, like Lamar, he just, you know, he was sucking on Andrea's neck like a chicken bone within the first 5 minutes. So he was very dry toward her. I saw some tension there. I don't know what it was. I don't know. He needs to go through therapy and get that off of him. I don't know if he just needed a shower, if he needed a hug. I don't know, but Dominic is not well, y'all. I feel for Kanekalon. She got an uphill battle here. He almost reminded me of someone who had been to like Iraq for a year or 2 and just who was deployed and is like coming home now. He just looked traumatized. Like he probably got in that halfway house and turned the shower on and just hugged his knees to his chest and rocked until the water got cold. He looked pitiful. Poor thing. Oh, prison must be rough in Canada, y'all. You know, we always talk about Canadians like they're so sweet and nice, and they're so polite, and their government is so much better than ours. But apparently they don't play in prison, because Dominic looked, ooh. We gonna keep Dominic on the prayer list. We're gonna keep him lifted up in prayer. Saints, keep Dominic lifted up in prayer, because that baby looked, ooh. Well, that was pretty much it for them. Oh gosh, I keep picturing that little pitiful face he had in my mind, and oh, my heart just went out to him. And y'all, you know, it take a lot for my heart to go out to somebody, because normally I'd be ready to roast him, but I didn't even want to roast him. I was just like, I just wanted to give him a hug. Oh, he looked pitiful. But yeah, that was it for them. So let's move on to the next couple. All right, so last but certainly not least is Andrea and Lamar. So we start off with Andrea and Lamar, and they're in their hotel room again. They're probably, you know, fresh from their night of fun. And they're getting ready to go eat lunch. It was still daytime, so lunch with some of Lamar's family members. So Andrea's putting on her makeup, you know, in the mirror, and she's getting ready in the bathroom, and he's talking about how excited he is, and Andrea's put on her eyelashes, which I don't know how Andrea found the time to put eyelashes on for this dinner, but she didn't have time to put eyelashes on in her confessional because she got on pale purple eyeshadow with no foundation, no eyelashes, no mascara, no nothing. She looks crazy. But anyway, she found some time to put some eyelashes on today. And she asked Lamar, oh, there's not going to be any exes here, will there? Girl, bye. The insecurity early, oh my God, I'll get back to that in a second. So Lamar's like, no, you know, I talked to my daughter and she said she wasn't coming, so it's just gonna be like my sister, my brother, and some cousins or somebody, I don't know. So Andrea puts on these dumb glasses. I don't know where she got it. She looked like she got them from like Charlotte Russe. Do y'all have Charlotte Russe? We have Charlotte Russe in Alabama. I don't know if that's a nationwide store, but it looked like one of those like cheap stores that like girls buy clothes from, that's like trendy, like really trendy, but the clothes are super cheap, like Forever 21. It looked like some Forever 21 glasses that she is way too old to be wearing. No ma'am, she needs to take those off. You are 30 something with kids. You do not need to be looking like you're a 19-year-old hipster. Stop. So she put on these stupid glasses and thought she looked real cute and went out there to that lunch. So, you know, they're with his family. He's excited. He's happy to see his family. They're happy to see him. Everybody's eating. And it was a nice little lunch. It was real cute. You know, everybody seemed to be getting along. And then the phone rings. And Lamar picks up the phone, and it's his daughter. So his daughter's like, I'm going to come out there and see you. And so Andrea in her interview was like, okay, his daughter says she's coming. She was like, great, fantastic, hugs and kisses for the daughter. And then she somehow overhears that the daughter's like, well, I'm going to bring my mom with me. That, for some reason, just set Andrea off. She storms out because she was like, he promised me that I wouldn't have to deal with any of his exes, and now I'm going to have to deal with one. So you know what? Peace, deuces, she's out. So she picks up her little purse and hops down out of the chair and storms out. Did nobody care? Nobody looked up from the table. Everybody else at the table was still laughing and high-fiving and joking around. Nobody even noticed that Andrea was gone. She gets in her little Hyundai and backs on out and drives off. I think that Andrea is, first of all, she's extremely insecure. Second of all, you know that when you're dealing with a man or a person, period, that has children, they had to create those children with another human being. That's how children are brought into the world. Okay, it takes two people together to have a baby. Second of all, Lamar said that he had this baby when he was about 16. So it's been over 20 years that he was with this woman. And I'm pretty sure that she doesn't want Lamar anymore. I think she's over him. That's done. The girl, even though she was real cute, by the way, cute little girl, had some nice little curly hair. Her mother was white, so she is biracial. She was real cute, had this cute little baby face. But even though she is over 20 years old, she still, you know, when you haven't grown up around your dad, or your dad's been in jail, and you're about to come meet him for the first time, you're going to meet your dad's new girlfriend, fiance, whatever, his family, like his brother, his sister, his cousins that you probably don't know. You don't want to go somewhere like that by yourself. You're going to take someone with you for support. Now, if it were me, I probably would have taken my sister. But this girl might not have a sister. I don't know her life. So her mom might be her best friend in the whole world. And that's fine. And so she brought her mom for support, because I'm not going to go to a dinner with a bunch of strangers that I don't know, because my father is a stranger. He's been in jail over half my life. His family are strangers to me. I don't deal with them. His new girlfriend is a stranger to me. She seemed really shy. She seemed like she probably isn't just talkative and makes friends with everybody she meets. So she brought someone with her for support, which makes sense. Her mom might be her best friend. She brought her mom. Her mom is not there to try to steal your man, Andrea. Don't nobody want him but you. She's not trying to steal your man. She is there to support her daughter, who is meeting her father for the first time outside of prison. And you don't have the maturity enough to say, you know what? I'm going to meet the mother of my boyfriend's child, and I'm going to meet the child too. And I'm going to smile because I know that he loves me. And this has nothing to do with him trying to get back with this woman. This is about this woman coming to support her daughter, who is now going to be my daughter in a little while if we get married. I don't understand why, as you as a grown woman, can't wrap your brain around that. You are grown and you have kids, and your kids have daddies or daddy. I don't know how many baby daddies she has. But at the same time, you know that at some point Lamar is probably going to meet the father of your kids. Because if he's in their life, which I'm probably sure he's not, I would have run as far away from Andrea as I could, honestly. So God bless him if he did. But I don't understand why she's like, he promised me I wouldn't have to deal with any exes. First of all, Lamar did not know that lady was coming. He didn't plan that. He didn't sit there and plot against you and lie. He really thought the girl wasn't coming. He talked to her earlier that day. She said she wasn't coming. They're already at the dinner. The girl calls and says, I'm on my way. What is he supposed to do, Andrea? Do you want him to say, oh, well, you can't bring your mom? And the girl might have said, well, if I got to come by myself, I'm not coming. You think that man's supposed to tell his daughter not to come and bring who she wants to bring? No, because he's the one who's been gone her whole life. So he lets her bring whoever she wants to bring, and rightfully so. You have to be the one who's mature enough to say, you know what, even if she does bring her mom, I'm going to be mature about the situation, and I'm going to shake her hand like a woman, and I'm going to say, I'm glad that you raised your daughter even though my man wasn't in her life. That's how you're supposed to handle that situation, Andrea, not storm off like a little kid. And you know what? She really stormed off because she wanted Lamar to chase her. That was all that was. She got her little purse and hopped down out of that seat and walked out of there because she wanted Lamar to run after her and have this whole big dramatic scene. She lives for the drama. I'm seeing this week after week. Andrea brews situation to breed drama. She sits there and cooks it up so that there can be this big dramatic explosion at the end. That's what she does on purpose. She pushes buttons. She escalates situations purposefully so that there can be this big dramatic scene. I don't know if the producers are getting her to do this or if she's just this kind of psychotic person that she loves creating drama, but that's what she's doing. So since when she stormed off in the initial scene, Lamar did not follow her. He didn't feed into her tantrum and feed into her drama. That was why she escalated the scene in the parking lot at the end of the episode. So after she stormed off and Lamar and nobody else at the table even cared that she was gone, thank God they didn't feed into that drama because that was just stupid. They let her go and nobody even said anything, y'all. Those people were laughing so hard at that table. They were having such a good time. I don't even think they noticed Andrea was gone until the baby mama brought it up and said, well, where's Andrea? And then he was like, oh, she's insecure. And she's like, why? Like, don't nobody want you. Did y'all see her face? Why would she be insecure? Don't nobody want you, Lamar. That's basically what she was saying. So then later, you know, they finally meet back up in a Walmart parking lot or something. I don't know where they were. And, you know, Lamar's like, well, where were you? And she's like, oh, where were you? He's like, well, we were looking for you. And she's like, oh, well, did you have fun with your baby? You know, she's doing this whole thing like she did with the car wash girl. She's purposefully trying to escalate scenes. Now, I will say this. She was being annoying. She was being unnecessary. And she was wrong. She was being very immature. Did I necessarily agree with how Lamar handled it? Yes and no. I'm going to give you the PC answer. No, he should not have gotten in her face. He should not have followed her like that and body bumped her like he did in an aggressive way to instill fear into her and to escalate the situation further. Now, that's my PC answer. My real hood girl from Alabama answer is this man's been in jail for 18 years. He's a hood. He's a Crip. He's from the hood. This dude is not playing with you. And he probably will dot your eye, Andrea, if you don't watch your mouth. Not that I'm saying that that's right. I'm just saying I could see the aggression, and she thinks she's playing this little game like, ooh, I'm gonna get him mad and I'm gonna manipulate him into, you know, chasing after me and coddling me and all this and that. No, she's gonna manipulate her way into a beatdown because Lamar was not playing with her last night. He had those hands to the side, chest poked out like he was ready to body bump her or swing on her, one or the other. I'm not really sure. Now, she was escalating the situation. She was wrong for that. She was making drama where there was no drama. She shouldn't have even left the dinner. So Lamar was like, what's wrong with you? And he was like, you know what? You're really crazy. No wonder everybody hates you. And when he said that, I literally was like, wait, who is everybody? Who he been talking to? Who hates Andrea? How does he know who hates Andrea? He been out for 48 hours. I don't know what kind of drama they in, but they in some mess. And she is double toil and trouble stirring the pot. Now, I've seen in the previews for the next few weeks, Andrea once again looks like she's instigating some type of fight or drama with Lamar. Lamar is, I think he's only going to be able to hold off so long. And I think the cameras are keeping her from getting choked. Girl, you need to slow down. You need to stop provoking people, okay? There are ways that you can get your point across without instigating drama and provoking people to anger. There are multiple ways that you can do that. You can sit down and have an adult conversation, or you can just not storm off and act like a grown woman. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, each week I see more and more why Andrea is dating a man in prison, because she's nuts. I think all the men outside of prison have probably been like, this girl's crazy, so I'm moving on. So she went to prisoners because, you know, they're desperate and they need somebody to put money in their book, so they'll talk to anything. You know, they don't care. They don't know you crazy anyway. They only talk to you 15 minutes a day, so they don't know you crazy till they get out and move in with you. And now he sees it. So that was it for this episode. This episode was so good, y'all. I mean, we got to see our last couple. We got to see poor Dominic. He got out. Angela and Tony. Will we meet Tony? Will we meet Lizzie? I don't know. We're going to have to keep watching. And let me just say this, because I heard that the ratings for this show are not doing well, which shocks me because it's so good. So if you are watching this show, let's all take an each one teach one approach here. If you are watching this show, I want you to pull your phone out and text 2 friends and just say, hey, how about you watch Love After Lockup next Friday night on WeTV? So we can kind of get these ratings up. If every person tells 1 or 2 people, then we can triple the ratings. Because I really want to see where these couples go, and I really want to see another season. I don't want this to be a one and done. Do you want this to be a one and done? All right, so let's each one teach one, and let's try to get these ratings out of the toilet, because that's why here they are. But yeah, you guys, if I missed anything, or if there was something you saw that I didn't talk about, please leave me a comment and let's talk about it. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Nikki_P_tweets, so that you can see all my live tweets during every single show that I watch through the week. And in my description on my channel, you can see that list there. So I'm thinking about starting to do a watch with me Twitter live. So I kind of did a dry run of it last night, and literally 5 people watched it with me. I don't know if it's because people don't have Periscope and you have to have Periscope to watch Twitter live. I don't know what happened, but a lot of people live tweet. And then I really want to like watch it with you guys live. Like, I think that would be so fun if we're all watching at the same time, and then you can like send me your comments and I can answer your questions real time, and we can just have a great time. There will be wine, there will be foolishness, there will be discussion. I think it'll be fun. So I don't know if I want to keep it on Twitter or maybe do YouTube live. I don't know. I'll see. Let me know what you think. But yeah, if you don't follow me on Twitter, go on over to Twitter and follow me. And, you know, you can DM me and be like, hey, I'd love to watch on Twitter live with you. So we'll see how this goes. You know, I'm a nobody, so nobody cares when I go live. That's probably why I'm a regular person and nobody cares when I go live. But we'll see how it goes next week. We'll try it again. But thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, commenting, following, whatever it is that you do, watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.